course, the tunnels there on the Newfound Gap Road, Rockwork, the tunnels themselves were actually part of the CCC. The Roaring Fork Motor Road, that tight road that, you know, comes off of Cherokee Orchard and kind of swings around, that was them. That was them that put that road in, because that's really, you know, a nature road. It's a 6-mile road up there. And of course, as we had said at the start of the presentation, the Queenman's Dome Road that's closed from December through March the 31st, that road was actually originally envisioned as sort of the road that might actually go all across the crest of the Smokies. Fortunately, they didn't do that, but they did do this portion of it. The sinks, they had to actually do some dynamiting to create the water flow and to allow it to kind of, you know, be what it is. Plus they put the bridges in, the abutments, the whole thing, which is located 12 miles west of Sugarlands Visitor Center. This is over in Cataloochee. They get a lot of overlooks. It's a wonderful overlook as you're sort of driving, after you've got over the kind of the rocky road to get in there. Then there's one of these overlooks. Here's the Carlos Campbell overlook, which is going up Newfound Gap Road, 4 miles from Gatlinburg. All these overlooks were their work. And of course, you know, the reforestation. This is the Newfound Gap overlook looking east, and that's, of course, 13 miles from Sugarlands Visitor Center. And of course, the one that brings everybody to this park in one way or another is the black bear. Of course, there were almost no black bears when the CCC was there until you get a forest environment. Black bears, this is not a good habitat. But now there's 16 to 1,800 black bears in this park, which is over 2 per square mile, and perfect habitat for them. And it seems to be working pretty well. Of course, still the best place to see them is out in Cades Cove. Of course, the flowers, the mountain laurel, wow. They're just, I mean, it's unbelievable. And check with the Sugarlands visitor desk. They usually have pretty good insight into where's the best place to go, because they've got a lot of people that, you know, go out on the trails. And of course, there's the Catawba rhododendron. One of the favorite places, of course, in the park, River Bowl, the flame azalea in June. The largest display in the world of flame azalea, and the park maintains that area. Yes. So, the benefits to the community of this whole CCC. From 1933 through 42, this New Deal program provided $5.5 million to the local economies to build and maintain its camps in the Smokies. An additional $2 million in pocket money was spent by enrollees locally. Open up the park to be the most visited of all national parks, which it still is, and way ahead. Created a significant tourist industry for Tennessee and North Carolina. Can't underestimate it. Established conservation awareness and advocates, which helped develop significant volunteers in this park. There were almost 3,000 volunteers in this park last year. The benefits to the enrollees: each enrollee improved financially, socially, physically, and mentally. The families received over 80% of the juniors' wages. Well, you can imagine what that meant. Many were taught reading, writing, first aid, and job skills. New occupations learned were farming, cooking, truck driving, landscaping, construction worker, mechanic, bookkeeping, carpentry, masonry, electrician, forestry, firefighter, surveyor, retail merchandiser, park ranger, and teacher. And 90% of the CCC men served the country in World War II based on their recently developed skills and patriotism. And conclusion, although there's one thing beyond that, in 1983 this park was made a World Heritage Site, which is a cultural or natural site to have special importance for everyone. In 1988, an International Biosphere Reserve was made, an ecosystem with plants and animals of unusual scientific and natural interest. And it's also the most visited national park and tourist-driven economy for its gateway communities. And they preserve the 19th century pioneer history, clearly, and above all, out in Cades Cove and Cataloochee, for that matter, and dramatically improve the lives and skills of enrollees and their families. And in closing, let me read one more rhyme about the final call. When that final call is sounded and we've laid aside life's cares, we'll do our big final parade right up those golden stairs. The angels, they will welcome us. Their hearts will start to play. Then we'll draw 1,000,000 canteen checks and spend them in a day. It is then we'll hear St. Peter greet us loudly with his yell, "Take those front seats, CCC boys, for you've done your hitch in hell." Thank you for coming, folks.